I want to get straight to the point of why I have you on the phone today. Is the term, and a term that coaches use all over the place, is a play present, and keeping your mind right and being focused at practices or games or whatever endeavor that kids are in. You're trying to teach athletes life skills in some instances. Can you give me a little bit of information on the play present personality that you've employed into your business?
So that concept to me is the centerpiece of everything I do. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is get an athlete to not think at all and just do, and just be in the moment they're in without any worry of what's going to happen in a minute, without any worry of what just happened, and they're simply just in the moment, and they're in the moment and what they're doing right now. And that concept sounds very simple, but as we know, and anyone who's ever had to perform at anything in their life, it's very, very hard. You know, if you think about during a basketball game, there's literally a scoreboard above you, constantly telling you what the results and outcomes are. And the whole irony of sports, and this is one of the main philosophies I really try to get across athletes, is you cannot control results and outcomes. And that's a very humbling thing to think about, because what does the average coach tell their player? We got to win, right? We got to win. We got to win, we got to win, we got to win. And we're talking about results and outcomes. And for some players, they hear the word win, and it can almost paralyze them, because, of course, they want to win. But what do I do? Like, what do I actually do to help myself win? And I think when you get to the really good coaches and the ones who have figured it out, and you can use John Wooden for almost all of this, you know, the stories go that John Wooden never talked about winning, you know, and all he talked about was the process. And so this idea of playing present is just being in the moment you're in, right, concentrating on the task at hand that's right in front of you, not judging the task at hand, not telling yourself, am I doing good, am I doing bad, just doing. And in any sport you're in, if you can do that over and over and over and over and over and over again, play after play, and literally play the game one play at a time, at the end of the game you're going to have a great chance of having good results and outcomes. But if during the game you're focused on results and outcomes, you're going to feel pressure. And you're going to feel that inside of you, and it's going to make it hard to perform. Because when you think about the really good performances, most athletes have had, there's this idea called the zone, and you hear it all the time with athletes. And the zone, you know, if I just break it down in just kind of everyday terms, let's say it's when everything is going your way. You can't do any wrong. Everything comes easy. Results and outcomes are just, they're happening magically in front of you. The game slows down. You can almost see things before they happen. You feel really good. Things are going great for you. And I think the reality is with most athletes, at the most, that's going to happen maybe 20% of their career, where everything is going to go right. And that's another humbling thing to think about, because people talk about the zone a lot, and one of the things I try to work with athletes on is, let's not have our goal to be getting into the zone. Let's have our goal be to be present in what we're doing, and the more we're present in what we're doing, the zone is a byproduct of that. You know, getting into those special moments is a byproduct of not worrying about results and outcomes and just focusing on what's right in front of you. Because when I ask athletes, tell me about what it was like when you were in the zone. Were you worried about winning and losing? None of them were worried about winning and losing. They didn't even understand the concept of winning and losing because they're so tuned into what's happening in front of them. It's almost like it's like a sense of freedom where you're not plagued with worrying about, oh, my God, if I miss this shot, we're going to lose, or if I make this shot, we're going to win, or what's my coach thinking, or who's in the stands, or I messed up 5 plays in a row, so I'm not going to take this shot. When you're really in the moment, there is nothing else but what you're doing right in the now, and that's where the pleasure comes from. But again, in the nature of sports, right, you're not playing 5-on-0 when you play basketball. You're playing 5-on-5. There's 5 people who are purposely trying to stop you from ever being comfortable, from ever having anything go your way. And that's their job. And so that's, to me, that's a big reason as to why, at the most, maybe 20% of the time, everything is going to go your way. And when you watch the really good athletes, you don't really know when things aren't going their way because they act and they think the same. They don't do anything different. Where some athletes, you can tell right away when something's not going their way because they'll show it. and they'll immediately start judging themselves. Oh, it was a referee's bad call, or my teammate dropped the pass, or I missed 4 shots in a row. So you can see in my body language that I'm beating myself up in my head. You can see it, and you can feel it. Well, let's use an example of, say, like Tim Duncan. When you watch Tim Duncan play, a lot of people think he's really boring. And when I look at him, I look and see, wow, this person looks the same every single play. I don't know if he just missed a shot. I don't know if he just made a shot. But he looks the same, and you can see him attempting to be present every play, be in the moment he's at. You can also look at someone like Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant has the ability to miss 15 straight shots and still be present for his 16th shot, where a lot of athletes are going to miss 4 or 5 shots, and they're going to think to themselves, I'm not going to shoot it anymore today. I don't have it going on. And immediately they're not present, right? They're judging the past. So this concept of being present is the centerpiece of what I work on athletes with. And whatever distracts them, whatever takes them away from being present, our work together is always getting them to refocus, get back into the moment, and work on that skill.